right, guys, so we are still on Monday motivation, and I want to talk to you about the circadian rhythm because I love it. I love it. It motivates me to get up when the sun rises. Now, the best way to connect, and the circadian rhythm is a real thing. This is not some mythological creature, contrary to what you guys want to believe, but knowing when to wake up and go to bed is everything to your happiness. Everything. So to motivate you to get up, you need to quit that coffee. Yep, gotta quit that coffee. And black tea and green tea and all this kind of stuff, because you need to give those poor little adrenal glands a little bit of a rest and learn how to pump out adrenaline and cortisol naturally without forcing it to pump out adrenaline, which over time can really make your adrenal response weak. That's what we don't want. So what you want to do is quit these things, get rid of these things that are like pulling you down. A lot of you become even immune to the caffeine anyway. So you got to drink a ton of cups to feel anything, and then you feel worse because you crash. So another thing that connects to the circadian rhythm besides getting up when the sun rises, which is the best time. So really it's between about 5 and 6:30, depending on your job. But and the time of year. In the summer, the sun is coming up a little bit later, but you really want to follow that circadian rhythm, or how we would live close to the equator. So if you're living in Sweden, doesn't matter, you're gonna have to use blackout windows, or in Alaska or anywhere in the northern hemisphere. Y'all know that I lived in Sweden, so hejsan alla som kommer från Sverige och Göteborg. I alla fall, I'm gonna continue. So with that said, that's Swedish to my Swedish fam, all right? With that said, you also want to, when the sun comes up and you get yourself out of bed, don't hit the snooze. Don't do that. Just get up. You may not want to, and I can't jog because you guys, I got a busted knee. But if I were to high knee, which I can't do because I've had 10 surgeries on my left knee from being a pro skateboarder, but that's a way to get the heart rate up, get the blood flow, get oxygen in, and cortisol and adrenaline start pumping. Even if you were to get up and jog in place for 30 seconds. That's one way to get yourself motivated to start your day. And then it depends on if you're going to the gym or not, or job. So when it comes to connecting to a circadian rhythm, you start with the morning, you take the morning, and then you start with breakfast. This is going to get digestion going because you need cortisol to digest food. You need the body to be awake. This is the reason why I'm so against intermittent fasting, but I'll go more into that in other series. But to start your day with not a huge breakfast, you don't have to start with a big breakfast, just enough to get everything moving. Because a lot of you guys are tired, and when you eat something, right, this is going to create more of an adrenal response. We want the adrenal glands to wake you up in the morning. We don't want to be awake at night because there's no such thing as a night owl. This comes from bad habits. So you wake up in the morning, we get our day going, we eat something. If you work out, then you might do a fat load, like a tablespoon of fat, then go work out, then eat breakfast after, and keep the body moving. All the internal enzymes, all of the actions, all the hormones connected to the day and night. Now, daytime. You go to your job, or you go to school, or you have a night job and you sleep in, but that's another series of videos with third shift night workers. But if you're a day shift worker, you're going to school, you're working from home, then it's perfect on when to put your workout, which best is mid-morning, after breakfast. Allow at least 2 to 3 hours of that smaller breakfast to digest and go down. Then you want to have a mid-morning workout. That would be optimal, but some of you cannot do that. Then you would have a lunch between 12 and 1. Now, over time, if you stay ketotic for years, you would not have to do this, but to start off with, yes. And the reason why we have you eat all day long is to not overburden your digestive tract, but to keep your blood sugar stable, because you guys are coming from blood sugar that goes like this. Okay, you ready? And I don't know anyone with super stable blood sugar. So the idea of fasting sounds cute, it sounds fabulous, so fabulous, but it's not. It wrecks you. It wrecks you, and I've seen it with everyone. So with that said, you want to eat something at lunchtime. You want to eat fatty meats, fatty. Now, I'm not huge on vegetables anymore. You guys know I'm doing keto carnivore. But if you were to do vegetables, that's a whole nother video. But if you were to do them, you only need about a handful measured raw before cooked. get your macros on point, correct, and work on your digestion, because your digestion is connected to the circadian rhythm, right? As the sun goes down, all this activity within inside the body wants to go down as well. So if you're working out late, you're eating late, the body's like, are you kidding me? Now I gotta get back in my car, drive to my work, and digest again by clocking in on the job to work. Your body's not going to digest food fully if you eat late. So you have undigested, partially undigested food, putrefying and rancidifying in here, which creates an inflammation, which jacks your sleep, which disconnects you from the circadian rhythm, makes you sleep to 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. Y'all are not supposed to wake up after the sun's already up, because you wouldn't do that if you lived outside in a tent with no technology. When the sun goes down, you go down. When the sun goes up, you go up. The problem is that switch between the sun going down, cortisol should go down because it's high in the morning and it wants to begin to drop. And what ends up happening is, because you guys are doing a lot of activities and eating late and doing stuff weird and drinking afternoon coffees and whatever and sodas and blah, then the blood sugar scrambles back up, cortisol goes back up, and you're awake. And then you need all of these things like TV and the iPad and video games, all this kind of stuff to, create less activity in the brain to then not really put you to sleep, because it doesn't really put you into a deep sleep with all this like light on you and all this blue light. You guys want to use blue blockers to mimic living outside. You want to have candles or low light or dimmer lights, or orange lights or red lights to mimic going down when the sun goes down. And then you want to relax and you want to get grounded and you want to go sit outside and you want to talk and not turn on your freaking screens, because those screens will tell your brain it's still daytime. And then you might fall asleep, but the blood sugar will be like this. And then you'll wake up in the middle of the night, or you just won't sleep deep enough and you wake up tired at 8, 9 o'clock when the sun's already up. I will do more on the circadian rhythm, but thank you guys for coming to all my new Liberate Studio stuff. I'm really excited to be here. You can follow me at stephanieperson.com or Stephanie Ketogenic on my Instagram, Stephanie the Business Person on my Facebook fan page, stephanieperson.com for consultations and to sign up for my membership, which is super cheap. It's the cheapest course where you can learn about low carb, high fat, keto omnivore, or keto carnivore. And now I gotta go. Deuces.